You're listening to the Telltale Channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey, Owen, my name's William. I live in Michigan, and I was wondering, I'm an ex-Mormon. Why do the Mormons tend to guilt you into coming back? They're saying things like, I'm going to go to prison, or I'm going to go to jail. And I was just wondering what your thought on that was. And thank you, and have a good day. I'll be watching for you. Bye.
That's actually a pretty common tactic. It's a fear-mongering type of tactic. Now, I've said this before. I'm sure a lot of us know about logical fallacies. I'm sure we all know what logical fallacies are and why they're important and all of that stuff. But let me just define logical fallacy for you guys, because some people just don't know. They don't really understand what this stuff is. So I just want to make sure it's on record so everybody understands. In philosophy, a formal fallacy, deductive fallacy, logical fallacy, or non sequitur is a pattern of reasoning rendered invalid by a flaw in its logical structure that can neatly be expressed in a standard logic system. For example, propositional logic. It's defined as a deductive argument that is invalid. So basically, logical fallacies are errors in logic. What you're saying here, the conclusion that you've come to, that conclusion may be correct. It's possible. But your method of arriving at that conclusion is flawed. So you have to throw that argument out completely or modify it to get to that conclusion again by some other means. Likewise, there is something called propaganda, and I've been talking about propaganda a lot lately. Propaganda and logical fallacies are closely linked to each other. There's pretty much a logical fallacy for every propaganda technique. You've got like the appeal to emotion logical fallacy, and its counterpart, the appeal to emotion propaganda technique. Reframing propaganda, fire hosing, the big lie, those are propaganda techniques, and logical fallacies go hand in hand with propaganda techniques. So to answer your question, why do Mormons try to scare you and tell you you're going to go to jail or you're going to have a terrible life when you leave or whatever else? It's a propaganda technique based on logical fallacies intended to force you back into the fold, force you to come back to the religion and be a part of it again for bad reasons. There may be good reasons to be a Mormon. They may be correct. That's a possibility, I suppose. But the reasoning they're using to try to get you to come back is flawed and should not be taken into consideration when deciding that. Cults are famous, renowned, infamous for using propaganda and logical fallacies to try to force their members to remain in, or to force ex-members to come back. Jehovah's Witnesses do that too. And when that fails, they'll take your family and your friends away. People will view you as bad association and tell their members not to talk to you. That's another way to lock people into the religion. Any method they can use to keep you stuck in and keep you donating and increase their power base by adding to their membership, they'll do it.